Hi, I'm Jason with Northwest Survival Co. We are here to help prepare and equip people for short-term survival situations. In today's video, we'll be going over our 72-hour plus premium go bag. Please enjoy. So you may be asking yourself, why this bag? Well, this bag, I believe, is one of the better products on the market on the choice of bag and the choice of materials inside. A lot of people go out and buy a ton of stuff that is either super high quality and super heavy, or it can be lightweight but then too flimsy. And so I'm here to bring an affordable product that will break the bank and that will get you through most situations that you find yourself in the Northwest. We will go look at this bag over the table over there. So this will be one of our first style of bags. They will slowly be evolving as we continue to find better products that are still good quality and at an affordable range. So we will dive into this bag and what makes this bag a good go bag. Let's talk about the pack. A lot of people will go with a super big, heavy pack. The thing about keeping it small is it forces you to have to keep your weight down. So we went with a 40-liter pack. I like to stay in the range between 30 to 40 liters when I'm building these packs. The goal with this is you want to move quickly and not be hindered by a ton of weight. You're trying to get home or get to another location, and if your pack is weighing you down, you're going to move super slow. So you may have a ton of great survival stuff, and your pack weighs 60 pounds. So you're going to be moving maybe 10 miles a day. With a pack like this, if you're fit and in good shape, it's a lot easier to move, easily double that distance. And any of you that have backpacked, you know what I'm talking about. You're always trying to get your gear lighter and lighter. This pack has hip pads and hip straps. These are another important thing that a lot of people when they're designing or building their bags, they forget. Even with a lighter weight pack, if you don't have hip support, all that weight is going to be on your shoulders. And even with a light pack, when you're going for a day or multiple days, your shoulders will begin to hurt so bad. And then anytime you're trying to do stuff, your shoulders are just super painful to move and do things. So when you're out there, you want to try and keep the weight off your shoulders as much as possible and keep as much weight on your hips. This pack is great. It has a lot of compartments that make this bag good. It has a very good support system in here. It also allows for airflow. You'll be consuming a lot of water in survival situations and sweating. If any of you have worn a pack for many hours, this will be completely soaked. You still will sweat, but with good airflow, it helps keep the sweat down. This pack has good airflow. Not all packs that I'll make will probably have this good of airflow, just depending on the price point. This will be one of our higher quality ones. It also has a lot of great compartments and quick access. I like packs on the top where they have a lot of quick access. So let's start going through the bag and looking at what I have in here. Some of the quick things you want to keep on the sides are water. When you're hiking and stuff, you want to have water. I will not be shipping this with water because shipping water is just not worth it. I recommend Smart Waters a lot. They have electrolytes in them, and you can get them with a good pH in them, and they just have a lot of good qualities. It will also be coming with a stainless steel water bottle, which has multiple uses. You can fill this. Just remember that if you leave it for a long time, you may have to filter it just because water will go stale over time. And what I do is I have multiple water bottles usually in my car, so I can easily throw them in as many as I think I'll need. For kind of quick access, this is kind of just to keep smaller items in and kind of things you'll need up here. So if you're got wet or cold, I have a survival blanket, or you come across someone that has shock or something, quick access for a survival blanket. I also have matches. So I keep a lot of my fire starting stuff on the top. You don't want to be digging through the very bottom if you're cold or wet to try and find matches. So I have Stormproof matches. You can be completely sopping wet and these will still ignite. They'll stay ignited underwater. These are just a great match to have. I have a Energizer headlamp in here that's rechargeable. I also have gloves. Gloves are important. You want to have gloves on you. If you're working with stuff, you're using a knife or trying to make something and you cut your hand open, handling things that are hot, if you're making a fire and stuff, it's just a good idea to have gloves in your bag. Toilet paper. Toilet paper is just, we all go poop, so it's good to have toilet paper on hand. These are basically wipes that have been compressed and dried out. You just add a couple drops of water and these will expand into a full wipe. These are kind of multifunctional. I don't have a lot in here, but if you want to add to this, you can use them for fire starter to make good fire starters. I have Vaseline in here, which it doesn't really need to be quick access, but it's kind of small, so I keep it on top. You can use this also to help make fires. You can add this to one of these or to some other combustible materials to help start your fire. This will also help your skin if you have dry skin or blisters. There's just a lot of uses. You can look it up on how to use Vaseline. I have a little saw. It's just small and lightweight. If you are having a hard time finding dry limbs on the ground, you can use it easily to find some drier material, maybe that's already on a tree or a dead small tree, to help you start your fire. I have a compass. You will want to add a map of your area, land navigation. If you don't know your area super well, or you're just trying to cut across roads to get somewhere faster, it's always good to have a compass. Your phone may die after a while, and if you can't charge it up right away, or you don't want to use it because you want to keep your battery for other things, it's always good to have a dedicated compass. I have another saw. These are not the highest quality, but they will help you out. So I just have two in case one breaks. I have some duct tape. You can fix almost anything with duct tape. Just having a small amount of duct tape to repair things, which is a great product to have. I have some fishing hooks, which will go together with another product. I have some survivor cord in here, and you can use this. And this is a tiny survival guide. I've already opened it. You can pull it out just to learn a lot of different things. It has a lot of great advice. It has many tips on survival, and it may help you while you're out there. I have another fire starting. This is just a lighter. This is probably the easiest. Everyone knows how to use a lighter. You want to have multiple methods of lighting a fire. If you're cold or wet, having a way to easily make fire is very important in survival situations. This is just some dish soap and hand sanitizer. If you get sick, you're not going to make it very far. You're probably going to die under some tree. So keeping your hands clean when you're eating and washing things, your knife, eating utensils. If you're really feeling up to it, you can use dish soap to wash yourself if you need to. The reason I chose dish soap is it's super highly concentrated compared to most other soaps. So having dish soap you can use for multiple things, and it'll last you a long time even though it's a small amount. Up front, probably could move some things to here too. You could definitely store more water bottles in this pouch if you wanted to. I have a emergency poncho. So if you do get wet, you have stuff to help you get dry, but ideally you don't want to get wet. So this poncho will keep you dry. You could also use this to cover your bag. This bag actually has a rain cover built into the bottom, so you can take this out and put it over your bag. So this one comes with one, but not all bags will, but you can use that to keep your gear dry. Ponchos are just really a great resource. They're pretty cheap. They help you keep warm too because they're built out of Mylar. And this one I got for camo to just kind of have a wooded area if you're trying to stay lower profile and don't have camo on. You can throw some of this on. You can throw this over yourself while you're sleeping. There's so many uses for ponchos. So I keep that pretty quickly accessible. If it starts to rain, you just want to throw that on real quick. If you forgot a jacket, you have that. I also have in here survivor cord. This cord is not just regular paracord. It has all the strands of paracord plus some extras. It has fishing line, snare wire, and a waxed combustible material for starting fires. So you can pull these strands out. I'll have to show you in a more detailed video of how to use these, but you can cut this to desired lengths and then pull out strands that you need. So this is just a really cool invention. It's a great product. Now on top of a bag, on top and then inside, I have things that you want to access quickly. So up here, one of the most important things if you're injure yourself badly is a trauma pack. If you cut yourself, if you start having massive hemorrhaging, it will kill you very quickly. You can bleed out as little as a minute. So you want to be able to access this quickly. This has quick clot in it. It has bandages. You could possibly save someone's life with this, just having this with you. I always carry medical in my vehicles or on my person almost everywhere I go. It's just always great to have this on you. This is another little medical kit. This is more of a boo-boo kit. You don't need it quite as quick, but this has painkillers in here, pain relievers, moleskin. Another thing, if you're hiking, before you get blisters, you want to really put moleskin on if you start to feel an irritation in your feet. It has bandages, band-aids, after bite wipe if you get stung or bit. You can get way bigger medical kits, but you're trying to keep it lightweight, and this should cover most of your essentials. I also have on top a knife. This is a Gerber knife. A lot of people will cheap out and get cheaper knives. Gerber knives are just well-made, American-made knives. But you always want a high-quality knife when you're trying to survive. Last thing you want is your tools to break. Having a good quality, sturdy knife is an essential for me. Another quick thing you want to access is your water filtration system. I also have another lighter in there just in case you decide to pull this out and you're trying to make some food. Just having a lighter with it. So I've been using Sawyer's for a long time. A lot of people will recommend life straws. The cool thing about this is it does come with a straw, so you can use it like a life straw. Life straw usually have to stay at the water source. With this, you can grab the bag and fill up some water. You never want to put dirty water in something that's going to be clean. But as you start drinking some of the stuff, you can store dirty water in like a reusable or something. And you always want to, I'd always keep this clean. Unless for whatever reason your filter goes down and you do get this dirty, you can boil water in here to sanitize it and clean the water. That's why you want to go with a stainless steel water bottle, is because you can take the plastic top off and you can boil water in here. So that's kind of your two methods of, and for this kit. You can also get water purification tablets. That's another easy thing, but then that's more quickly consumable and then you don't have them, so they're kind of a one-use thing versus fire, and a filter will last you a lot longer. The Sawyer system comes with a syringe. You want to use this syringe to back flush every couple of days to back flush your filter, just to keep it flowing fast and well. It also comes with this 16-ounce bag. You can even buy multiple of these if you really wanted to, but you can easily fill this up with water and then filter it later. So if you come across a water source, let's say you're pretty full of water, you can also just fill this up whenever you're at a water source just to carry it. Just make sure the lid's on tight and it doesn't leak. But then you can filter your water at a separate location later. You don't have to always fill up right at the water source if you're trying to keep on the move and you don't know when you're going to see water again. Next up, we have a NOAA weather radio. This device covers multiple bases. We already kind of have a flashlight, so this has two different flashlights on it. So this is definitely a multi-purpose item. Sometimes if your phone's dead and stuff and you want to know what's coming up for weather, how bad the weather's going to be, or even just as a morale booster, you can listen to AM and FM bands. Things are down, there'll be shortwave communications nearby, so you can listen in on those. So this product is also to recharge this and your phone. This product does have solar charging capabilities. It's not a huge amount of wattage, it's pretty small. This would mostly just kind of maintain it. If you're out, you can leave it and it'd probably run the radio, but not much else. But the main thing is this crank. When you're back at camp and you're waiting, you can sit here and charge this thing up. With this, you could charge things for quite a long time and get by a long time. This has also AAA power. Kind of covers multiple bases, kind of like a multi-tool, if you will. All this stuff I would unpackage and kind of know what you're dealing with and have it ready to go. Open things, I left some of it in the packaging just so you can kind of know what to expect. Charge things up and have things ready to go. I'd recommend every like 6 months, pull things out, or even sooner, and charge it up. Next up is kind of shelter. So I have a smaller footprint for a Tyvek. I may not always come in packaging like this, but Tyvek is a really great material. It's waterproof. It's lightweight. A lot of people will use tarps. Tarps are kind of heavy. You can also wash these and they're a little more pliable and not as noisy. You can use this for over the top of you for a ground cover. With this, you can use survival blanket head on top. I threw in another one between these and this, and kind of your poncho, and then a blanket you can get through kind of your shelter needs. I would probably throw one of these on the ground just to kind of help reflect your body heat back up at you, and then use this over the top of you. So that should cover, between this and your cordage, you can easily get by and keep yourself dry. Between this poncho and this blanket, you can stay pretty warm. So this is kind of where the weight a little bit goes out the window. This is a 90% wool blanket. The advantage of having wool over synthetics is if this gets wet, it'll still stay warm. A lot of the times with down or synthetics is when it gets wet, almost all of its heat value goes out the window. This blanket is super durable. Between all of this, you should stay warm. You just want to really avoid hypothermia. For this one, I have a little shovel. A reason to have a shovel is you can kind of dig it down if it's really windy. You can dig down to kind of build your fire. If for whatever reason you don't want to move, you can set up a little camp and you have to use the bathroom. You could theoretically dig with your knife or use your knife in combination with this. It's just helpful. It weighs next to nothing just to have a little shovel on hand. This is just a little cheap sharpener. You may start out with a super sharp knife. You hit one rock, you hit something hard, the knife is going to pull its edge pretty fast. This knife pulled an edge decently well, but as soon as that starts getting dull, it becomes nearly worthless. So having a sharpener on hand is super important. Next up, we have food. Dehydrated food is super lightweight. This company has a lot of high protein and high amount of calories. When you're super active, you burn a lot more calories than when you're just sitting at your day job or just at home. For those of you that have backpacked, you know how hungry you are, and so it's always good to have a lot of food. When you have food, you need a way of heating water to make this food. So I have a little Esbit stove. It's lightweight, but just folds out. You put a tablet in there, and it will heat up your water. So you could take the cap off this. It usually takes about 2 of these tablets to heat up this water bottle. You just set it on there and let your water boil if you're in a hurry. If you're not in a hurry and you've kind of made a fire, you're not too worried about being visible, I would forego the stove and make sure it's a nice level spot and keep your water next to the fire. But if you're on the move and you're trying to hurry up, you just want lunch, just use this Esbit stove. And if for whatever reason you decide to expand this or try it out, they do sell just the alcohol tablets separate. Okay, for food, there's Mountain House, which is what I've grown up with. But this is a new player on the market, Peak Refuel. They've been around for a little while now, and I've used them a couple times backpacking now. I think they taste way better than Mountain House, and they're a little healthier. They have a lot less ingredients. They have higher calories, higher protein, and they taste better. If you know anything about freeze-dried food, it lasts way longer than the Best By date. You may lose a little bit of nutrients, but this will last you a couple decades at least. I have about 4 of them. I have a couple lunch or dinner options, and then a couple breakfast. Then my thought is for lunches to use this. This is a SOS ration bar. These are used a lot on survival rafts. It's already ready to go and pre-made. It's vacuum sealed to keep it nice and small and tight. But they're kind of like a sugar cookie almost. They just have a lot of carbs and sugar and a little bit of protein. They're not the most healthy thing, but you just need food real quick and need a snack. You want to do this for lunch and keep moving. It's already ready to go. You don't have to sit down, boil water. This little bar here is more calories than these 4 meals combined. A lot of people, when they make their packs, they'll include the freeze-dried food. Then I think they expect you to eat it with your hands. For those of us that have backpacked, you know to throw in a little aluminum spoon or titanium spoon. This one's a titanium spoon. But having this little spoon, you can then easily eat your food out of these bags, and you can use it if you catch anything, kind of with that snare wire with the fishing. It's just good to have some utensil in your bag. And the titanium weight ones, especially if you pull it out of the packaging and just keep it in your bag, this thing weighs nothing. And last but not least, a trash bag. This is a contractor grade trash bag. Trash bag you can use as part of your shelter. If you know rain's coming, and say you listen to your radio, you know rain's coming or you have a dry spell, you can store some fire material in it. You can collect things. It's just good to have another option to keep stuff dry. A lot of preppers out there will have 100 ways you can use this bag. With it being black, you can also use it to kind of store heat and warm things up. There's just multiple reasons to have them. I think I actually have 2 bags in this kit. Just keeping a couple trash bags, it's really helpful. And that is everything out of this bag. So this bag and all this gear will be slowly evolving and changing over time. If you guys have any recommendations or things you would change, please let us know. This line will continue to evolve and change. We'll have different quality of gear, different kits that we'll be coming out with. We'll be doing different videos on that. If there's anything you want to see or any products here that you like and you want to buy them, please use my links down below. In the future, if you want to buy these bags, let me know that you're interested. If you could also leave a like and comment, just let me know how I'm doing. This is my first video. If you could also share this with your friends, just get this out there. And just please subscribe and continue to follow my content. That would be greatly appreciated.